Welcome. I just shouted way too loud. It is episode 4 of the official Outriders podcast. I'm kidding. This is the TYCAST. We talk about video games. We might talk about Outriders a little bit. This is episode 4. This is our third one we're doing live. We have so much fun doing this, and I have an awesome panel. I think it's the same as last week. So it's good to have you guys back. Let's start with Aaron at Beach Pizza Gaming. I will never stutter your
No.
Your name.
You'll get it right. I would say by the 100th episode, you're gonna nail it.
That's my goal.
Hello, Aaron at Beach Pizza Gaming. Thanks for having me again.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Yeah,
it's good.
Things are good.
Good. Russ at Cryo Sneasel.
Hi, happy to be here.
Awesome. How you been?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Can't complain.
good. Luke at Luke Leeson.
Yep. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good. Just got back from the gym. I'm ready to talk video games now.
Nice. Max at Monado Max. What's up, man?
Nothing much, but I do have some disappointing news. Every episode I've come in with a brand new Mario t-shirt. Unfortunately, this is the last brand new one.
Oh, no.
I'm going to be starting to wear non-Mario shirts. I'm so sorry to everyone that I failed with this.
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah. The streak is over.
You just have to buy more.
True.
Sally at Retro Arcade Party. Good to have you.
Howdy, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. How you been?
Good.
Awesome. We're gonna get right into what everyone's playing. We did a reverse last time, so we're gonna go back. Aaron, what are you playing, man?
I am still, which is kind of a record for me because I usually go from like game to game every 3 days. I am still playing Monster Hunter. So, again, my gaming time these days isn't like it was a few months ago. So I'm like, an hour, maybe 2 hours a day if I get lucky. So I've been playing with you guys. You guys are helping me level up every time we hop on. Russ helps me out a little bit. So mostly playing that. I did play I played Fez on the stream last night.
Yeah.
Because that was shadow dropped with the Indie Direct. What else did I play? Not much else other than that. I think Skyrim was on sale. So even though I have it physical, I bought it digitally because that's one of those games that like I will just randomly be like, I really want to play that game now for a couple hours, and I'll start it up and wander around and play it. So I bought that, played that a little bit, and that's about it though. Sticking with Monster Hunter until I get to rank 7.
Is that the max right now?
I think it is,
Yeah.
right, Russ?
I think so. I asked
Yeah.
the person I asked confused me, so I'm pretty sure it's 7 now.
Possibly.
That's gonna be my max. I know that. 7 is my max.
Russ, what are you playing, man?
Aside from Monster Hunter, I started The Longing. That
Oh,
new,
yeah.
game from the Indie Direct. Really weird. It's an idle game, I guess. You literally play for 400 days. You move really slow. You kind of tell the person where to go, and then you put the controller down and do something else. I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it. I'll probably check it out later and see if like anything happened after time passed.
Because it's like a real-time game. Like you actually have to wait 400 days, right?
Yeah, and like there was one point where you open a door and you literally have to wait like a minute for the door to open.
Sounds like a nightmare. Sorry. And then I saw you.
Yeah.
You said you're playing Ollie Ollie too, because that was another
Yep.
game in the Indie Direct, the
Yeah,
new one.
Yeah, I played it the first one when it first came out forever ago, but I never really beat it. I like played the first couple levels, and now I just beat the first level. And I've been trying to get all the stars on it.
Sure.
It's pretty fun. It's hard, like it's complicated.
Oh,
I keep
okay.
pressing the wrong button like constantly, but I'm having fun with it.
I just bought that last night, so I'm gonna check it out tonight. Yeah, Luke, what are you playing?
I'm still playing through Mario Kart 8 on Switch, and I'm at the 150cc.
Oh, nice! You made some
now.
progress.
Yes, a little bit. And then I played a little bit of Oxenfree
Oh yeah.
because in the Nintendo Direct they had mentioned there's like a sequel, but I had forgot that I got the first game for free, so I just dabbled in it a little bit.
I've heard that's good. I never. It was always on my list to check out, but I never played it. How do you like it?
It's interesting. It has like Stranger Things vibes to it. I kind of like that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a
It's
fun
cool.
game.
Max, what are you playing?
Played it, Sally?
Oh,
Sorry.
wait, hold up. Sally's.
I have. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I jumped the gun. Sally, what did you think of Oxenfree?
Oh, I loved it. It's really interesting. Very quirky, dark, twisted. So I'm also excited to get the second one.
And when does that come out? I saw it was like it was the one more thing of the Indie Direct, right?
Yeah. It said 2021, so later this year.
Probably closer to the end of the year.
I own that on Xbox, and I played it for probably only like 30 minutes. But there was a song in like that 30 minutes that I liked so much that I downloaded the soundtrack. And the soundtrack is like really good. It's like all just like electronic music, but it's really like it's like kind of chill, relaxing music. But I highly recommend it. Sorry.
That's awesome. All right, Max, you're ready to go now.
All right, so this week I played a lot of Hades. I actually had my best run of Hades yesterday. I got through the first boss, which I was never able to do that. In that very same run, I got through the second boss, and I felt awesome. And then I got into this room that wasn't a boss, and I lost. And I was like, I was very frustrated because I lost to something that wasn't a boss. And now I have to go through all of that again. And yeah, but it's really fun. One of the things I really like about Hades is the voice acting. Something about it is very interesting, very good. And I love how like every time you die, it's like a new voice line every single time when you're talking to these characters. I've never seen a repeat with anything, especially when you approach these bosses. Never seen any repeated lines, which I think is really incredible considering this is an indie game, and the fact they had the budget to afford that many lines, I think is awesome. And I'm really enjoying it though. And that's all I played. I did play Monster Hunter, but majority of my time was Hades.
You need to jump back in some hunts with us.
I'm down.
I'm ready to go to level 4, but I need a crew.
I'm still on the hub stuff. I'm on 2.
Okay.
High rank 2, but then the story mode stuff I'm at high rank 5. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Sally, what are you playing?
Slow week for me. I'm actually in school for video game design, so that's been consuming past week. But
Nice.
yeah, the last thing I played was Monster Hunter. I'm still level 1, so haven't made. What do you need to get to a level 2?
You have to you get like the urgent quests after you have to beat so many quests, and you get an urgent quest and you have to beat that. I don't remember what the level 1 was. It was just the, I don't remember which monster it was.
Because now I've unlocked the level 3 quests, but I guess I'm still a level 1.
Yeah, there's separate multiplayer and solo.
Oh yeah,
So the hub quests are the ones that raise your level.
Yeah, there's the hub and then the village, and so it's very very confusing because they go on 2 different trajectories, and so if you do one off of the other, you can completely it's just completely different. It took me a while to figure that out. I saw in your stories you're doing like a lot of like Maya modeling design and stuff. That's awesome.
I'm learning how to animate and learning how to use ZBrush, which is to make characters, and that's super fun. Really fun stuff.
That's awesome.
Maybe someday you'll all be playing one of my games.
I hope so.
That's the dream.
I'll be talking about it in future podcasts.
Yes. We'll invite you back as a guest after your big breakout game.
Oh, you can't afford me after that.
So I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, And then I also picked up the new 8-bit Do Pro 2 controller. So I've been testing that out with a lot of 2D games. I jumped back into Link's Awakening, which I forgot you cannot use the D-pad for your movement, but you can remap you can switch the analog stick and the D-pad so you can actually use it using this controller. It's the only controller you can do that with. And so I've been messing around with that a lot. I just bit the bullet and bought a new Switch because I was using my son's Switch as my primary Switch and then my Switch Lite on the side. And other than that, I've just been working on getting some videos together. But yeah, Monster Hunter.
How do you like Link's Awakening?
I love it. It's one of those things where I'll dive in and I'll play it for a while and then I'll feel super accomplished and then I'll put it down and then like 3 weeks go by. I'm like, I missed playing this game and I need to get back into it. I just love
gorgeous game.
I love the art style. There's nothing better than that. Go ahead.
I really hope they remake other Zeldas like in that kind of art style.
Yeah.
Like old Zelda titles.
That would be amazing. I love the game. I want to keep going with it, and so I'm excited to dive in more. Moving on, we are going to go into the news. We're going to go through this a little bit quicker because we have some topics to discuss after the news. But first off is there was a job listing for Sony, a head of mobile gaming, to this new division inside of Sony that is supposed to bring their most popular franchises. Everyone's presuming this is to smartphones. I'm not going to play like any devil's advocate about maybe they're doing a different type of mobile gaming platform other than smartphones. But yeah, it seems like Nintendo's been successful with that, with their Super Mario Run and Pokemon Go and now the new Pikmin game and stuff like that. I'm guessing that Sony's just trying to, like, we have some franchises that maybe we can branch out into other platforms.
I think mobile games are making a comeback. I said that a few weeks ago, and now it looks like it really is happening.
Yeah.
10-year-old Max would be freaking out with his iPad and be like, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do kind of the same thing that Nintendo has done, where you take some of your bigger franchises and make some mobile games for them to, well, you're going to make money and get revenue from that, but you're also creating interest for your console games and, your consoles in general. So I think that's their plan. They did it before. They had a Knack game. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but they had a Knack like Match 3 game, and I thought it connected with the game because you had to log on with your PSN. But obviously that didn't go very well because there's no Knack 3 yet. Rest in peace.
Yeah, they had a couple games.
Yeah.
Anyone else feel strongly one way or another about Sony getting into the? Does anyone play a lot of mobile games?
Not really.
Not really.
Oh,
I mean,
Russ, we talked about this. Russ, you still play Pokemon Go, right?
Yep, that's the only one I really play.
Yeah.
I feel like mobile games is more for when you're traveling, and I haven't been doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it seems like this is probably going to be a few years out now. If they're just hiring for someone to start the process of they're definitely in the early development stages for this type of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Moving on. The PS5 has their first major console update. I mean, it's arguable about how major this is. Essentially it adds the ability to move PS5 games onto an external hard drive and then move them back to play them, but you can store them on an external hard drive. Before you could not do that. It was something that the Xbox Series X and S could do out of the box. And then the other feature that I found was, so I have a PS5, but this is my first PlayStation since I had a PS3, but super late in its lifetime. You can do the share play cross generation, and so a PS5 player can do the like virtual share your screen and virtual handoff of controllers and stuff to a PS4 player, so that they can technically play a PS5 game on their PS4 through the share play. I don't know what that's all about, but that was the other big feature update. Nothing really big in terms of visual or functionality other than that.
That share play thing it's cool in theory, like, and it's cool that they're experimenting with things like that, but it's never worked well for me. There's always there's always a good amount of lag and input lag, and it just, it's I don't know. It's a cool concept, but it's not something that's really usable. Like, I had a friend try it with a racing game, and it was like unplayable.
Oh, really? It seems like there's a lot of latency that would be introduced right away, just with everything going on. Who else? Rush, you have a PS5. Aaron, you have a PS5.
I got a PS5.
Max has a PS5.
Not yet.
We have a
Not yet.
We have a good ratio of PS5 owners in terms of. I'm surprised.
Yeah, really.
Compared to what the real world is
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. We're in this bubble. They were all supplied by Aaron. Yeah, I don't know.
It seems like a big deal. So
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people talking about it. There's not a. I mean, I booted up my PS5 today to play some Rocket League, and all my updates failed because I'm out of space and I don't really have anything on it, and so that's clearly an issue. Hopefully they get the SSD, the M.2 NVMe update working sometime soon with new drives to expand the internal storage, because even still, moving a PS5 game on and off of a hard drive, even if it's an external SSD, it's going to take a long time, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's better. I mean, I was having an issue with that with the PS5 since like day one, because like with my channel, I make a ton of videos, so it was like I downloaded like 5 games to make videos, and that was it. I was full. Then I went to make a video and recorded on it, and it was like, storage is full. So between that and having, like, I don't know who else uses Comcast. I don't know how popular they are throughout, like, in the Northeast, they're very popular, and they just came out with data caps. Yeah. So it's those two things combined weren't great. So I'm glad that they at least did something. Yeah,
I'm a feeling I'm next in store for data caps coming to me. I'm in New York State, and there's a law that they can't, but I think that's going to run out at some point, sometime soon, and so I'm sure it's coming, but hopefully they do something about it. Next on the list is the Nintendo's Indie World Showcase was yesterday, and we got a bunch of new games. It seems like the general consensus was that this was decent. It was not groundbreaking. It was not anything revolutionary, but there were some decent games, a handful of shadow drops that obviously we all kind of jumped on. So I'm going to go through the list of games. Jump in if you want to talk about any of them, and then we'll discuss after. So we got Fez, we got Road 96, we got Oxenfree 2, we got Ollie Ollie World, we got Aerial Knights Never Yield, we got The Longing, which Russ was talking about. We already talked about Fez, and then we got 2 games from Annapurna Interactive, Hindsight and Last Stop. So obviously, we were talking about it in the pre-show. I'm a big Fez fan. After I watched the indie game, the movie, about the development, and this was way back. This was probably 8-9 years ago, and I went out and found the game on whatever platform I could find it on, and so I'm excited. I bought it last night, and Aaron, you streamed it. What else is anyone's really excited for coming
House
out?
of Dead.
Oh, and House of Dead. Yeah,
That game called. Sorry, go on.
The House of Dead is something I'm really excited for. I was told about that game happening a few months ago, and I really didn't believe that person. And now that it was announced, I was like, holy crap. Because House of Dead is kind of been dead here in America. Like, not to do a pun right there, but I mean, obviously some of the arcades got brought over here with was it House of Dead 4 was the last arcade?
Yeah. I think so. There was the 4D 4D experience, House of Dead. Which
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Is it a Switch exclusive? Has that been announced yet? Because it looked like it was a Switch exclusive from everything I saw.
I don't know, actually. That wasn't even in this article that I brought up. It might have been, but they didn't have a little segment for it.
I saw a tweet that it wasn't announced what systems it was going to be for. So it might not just be a Switch exclusive.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. A lot of Sega's old IPs, I mean, they're starting to make a comeback. I don't know if, Streets of Rage, Alex Kidd, that's Sega, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
Yep.
We got House of Dead, and it looks like Sega's outsourcing these IPs to indie developers, which I think is incredible. And I wonder what else is going to be coming from that, since we're seeing it continue from here out. I'm pumped for House of Dead, though. I really am.
Yeah, I didn't even.
I really hope that we see Sega's old IP, Bayonetta. I hope we see that soon. Remember that game?
Yeah. They want us to forget about it.
Forget about it.
They're making a third one, aren't they?
It's
It was only announced
maybe.
like 4 years
I'm being
ago.
hilarious right now.
Sally, what were you saying?
The game that was called something like "There's No Game" or something.
Oh yeah, that wasn't on my.
I had no idea what it was about, but it piqued my interest.
I think that's out on Steam. I think it's been out for a while. Maybe it sounds so familiar. I feel like I've looked at that game, but it's awesome.
It said it was available like right away.
Yeah, there was a shadow drop. That was I meant to go look that up after too. Yeah, because it's like it's like kind of meta where it's like you're in a video game world, and so it's like, but the whole thing is like it's not a game. I don't know. Yeah, that looked interesting. Russ, what are you're playing The Longing. Is there anything else that you're picking up after something's coming out later this year?
Yeah, I want to try that Aztec Forgotten Gods game. That one looked really cool to me. It reminded me of like Doomfist from Overwatch, like the main character.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really fun. And Skull the Hero Slayer looked pretty good too. I really like roguelites, and it was cool that I think he said there was 89 playable heads in that game.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's gonna be a lot of variety to it.
I was watching that and everyone's like, it's Sans from Undertale. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might. Yeah. It's kind of it has a cool look to it. Yeah, there's a bunch of games that I didn't even show on my on this article. I think they were just doing a little highlight reel. Aaron, you mentioned a game that I don't remember what it's called that looked kind of. It was kind of like
I want to talk about it, and I can't remember the name.
It looked like it was like a 2D Hades type of.
Was that Getsa Fumaden?
Yes.
Yeah, nailed it.
It's made by Konami. So that was right. That's the one that was made by Konami.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think it's like people are kind of making a big deal out of it because there's a new game being made by Konami. But yeah, it looked cool. I like the art style, and I love 2D pixel style action games. So look good.
I'm just surprised Konami was brought up in there.
Yeah, me too. Is anybody else paying attention to Sports Story?
you were,
Am I
you
the
were,
only
you were
one?
rooting for it. So I almost got Golf Story when I saw Sports Story announced, but it seemed like it was imminent, and so I was like, I'm just gonna hold off, because this looks a lot more, deep and like something that I would be a little bit more into, and then I completely forgot about it until you brought it up yesterday. You thought they were going to possibly shadow drop it, but no mention of it.
I am pretty much waiting for them to shadow drop it like any indie direct, because I think it was announced over a year ago, and it was supposed to release in either the spring or summer of 2020. And then like just everybody expected it to be delayed because of COVID and everything that was going on.
Yeah.
But I'm still really surprised that there's been like no news on it whatsoever. And Golf Story is probably one of the best Switch exclusives. I don't know if it's exclusive anymore. I don't know if they released it on PC or on Steam or something, but it's such a good game. It's got like, really cheesy humor that it's like very creative for a golf game. Like, you show up on a course and it's like, hey, this alligator ate my ball, hit him with a golf ball and get it back. So it's like stuff like that. It's not like regular golf.
Yeah.
And it's, like it's got little RPG elements to it. So it's cool. I recommend it, and Sports Story needs to come out soon.
I think, Golf Story is definitely on my list, and so I might just pick it up until I hear something more about Sports Story.
Yeah.
So my article didn't have most of the more exciting games. Were there anything else that I missed on here that you saw that was super interesting?
They showed a little bit more footage of the new Turtles game.
Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about that too, because that wasn't on my article too. That
game looks like it's not going to have online multiplayer, which is
it really
big L. Because if you look at the footage, it talks about there being multiplayer, but usually when you mention that, legally they have to say like online multiplayer also at the same time, and they didn't show like saying online multiplayer at all.
I would be shocked.
And then I was watching Player Essence. He had a stream. He was talking about how he emailed the developer that's doing that, and they said that they told him there's going to be no online for the game. Which that shocks me, since it's from the Streets of Rage 4 developer who did online with that game.
Yeah.
So
I think
it might be because with Streets of Rage 4, they only had 2-player online, and they probably, for whatever reason, they didn't do 4-player online, because I think you could do up to 3 players without online.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if they didn't have the budget to make it online like the right way with having like 4 players.
I'm holding out hope, because I feel like that would be a weird business move for them to not do an online multiplayer. Maybe that's what they're building out right now, because it's not coming out till later this year. We still have several months, but that looks awesome. That's going to be a day one for me for sure, because
I hope that's physical. I hope they have a physical edition of that.
Yeah,
they probably won't, but
yeah.
Hey, Luke, you're muted.
Oh, whoops. What I was saying is that what I've heard is that those developers are tight with the limited run people, so there's probably a good chance of that, Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right.
There is definitely a history of those releases with limited run specifically. Official No Friendo in the chat, he was asking about the game from Konami. Was that the one that we were just talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just wants us to say the name again.
Who's
it, Russ?
Who's going for it?
It's Getsa Fumaden.
That's
nice.
That's exactly what I would have said.
Exactly. Nailed it. All right, moving on. The new there's the Indie World sale going on right now. We're gonna blast through these last few items. So Fez, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Terraria, River City Girls, Dead Cells, Raji, Katana Zero, Killer Queen Black. There's a lot. I'm not gonna read all these. I'm putting them on here. Some had Ollie Ollie. Russ and I just both picked up. It's the first 2 games for $2.99. Carry On.
Oh, cool. That's both games. I didn't know that. That's cheap. And for $2.99.
Yeah. The new one is the third one I found out from Russ. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for $2.99 you can't beat that. That's why I grabbed that. If
I didn't know Carry On was one of them.
Yeah, it's on sale for $13.39 from $20. Has anyone played Katana Zero?
Nope.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. It's only $8.99 from $15 right now. It's so worth it. It's not a very long game, but it's a like pixel 2D. You run through and you have to kill everyone before you can only get hit once, but then you can rewind if you die, and so you like have to keep strategizing, and you just have this katana, and it's a really cool story. That's a great little game to get into. And then I got Fez last night too. Who else picked up stuff on this sale already or is going to?
I'm probably going to, even though I say I'm not going to buy more games.
I thought about picking up Inside because I saw that was on sale for the Switch. It's like, was it $2? I don't know. I hear a lot of good things about the.
That's a pretty fun game. Yeah, you should pick that up. Yeah, that's fun. In the past 15 seconds, I did buy Ollie Ollie.
Wow.
Nice. Russ, what games did you pick up? I know last night you were saying you did a haul.
Yeah, I got Ollie Ollie, Little Nightmares, Hotline Miami, The Longing, and Butcher.
Yeah, this isn't even.
I'm probably gonna pick up Carry On in the other game that you just mentioned too, Katana Zero.
Oh yeah, Katana Zero is awesome. There's also Heave Ho. If you've never played that, it's a fun couch co-op. They looks like they added a versus mode. I haven't played it in a little bit. Hotline Miami is only $6.29. I didn't even get all the way down. There's even more. Ape Out, if you've never played, is awesome. It's $7.50 right now, half off.
How long does the sale last?
You know what? Let me see. It looks like April 25th at midnight.
Oh.
So, yeah, some good deals. I love my Switch indie games. Let's move on to. There's a new Switch Lite, and it is a blue or purple, depending on your level of color blindness. I see blue. Some people see purple.
I see GameCube.
Yeah, it's kind of like in between, like
That's
the GBA Cobalt and the GameCube purple. Like it's kind of like right in the middle of there. I feel like. Aaron, you said you're getting this.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
I am.
What do you guys do with all these switches?
Yeah.
I actually use them as backgrounds in these videos. There's two of them.
They're just for show.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
I do want to. Well, I bought this one. Actually, these two are perfect examples of like, and you can't see these if you're listening to the podcast, but it's the Pokemon like light gray Switch Lite, which is amazing because it's the only one that has different colored like analog sticks and buttons. So that's why I love that one. And then the 35th anniversary Mario Switch is the only one that has a different colored like actual console, like instead of just Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
So that's my excuse for those. I don't know about the other ones though.
Aaron, I was saying we're twins with the Switch box in the background.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that in the background.
I can't do that. I can't drop $300 just to have a decorative item.
I'm with her on this one.
Sorry to anyone watching right now. I had us on the little tiny screen while you were showing off your Switch consoles, Aaron.
That's okay.
I was still showing the Switch Lite. Yeah, I think one Switch Lite for me is enough. But I totally respect the collector in me wants to buy all of them, but I'll buy another controller instead probably.
If I was a millionaire, I'd be a collector.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge, like, it kind of happened by accident. Not to get into like a big long story about it, but the gray one I bought because I didn't like the other Switch Lites, and then I saw the yellow one and I was like, you know what? This one is going to probably go up in value, so I'm going to put this to the side, use the yellow one. And then these other ones that I got are like, it's a long story, but it was buying it for a friend. Friend wanted a different one, so I said, you know what? I'm just going to keep it instead of returning it. Long story, but that's how you fall into becoming a collector.
But so do you intend to sell them afterwards at a bigger price?
I don't know. I don't think so. I am going to use the red Mario console at some point. But the problem is, like, my Switch right now is kind of like, I don't care about it being like a beater because I bring it downstairs, I put it upstairs in the dock, I like, use it in handheld mode. So I don't really want to open a brand new, like, special edition console and do that with it. So
Damn.
Not yet.
Sally, we have a question from the chat. What type of dog do you have?
Dog? Oh, beagle.
Yeah. Zoe Beagle in the chat was asking, is that a beagle?
Yeah, it's a beagle. Almost 2 years old.
So I'm skipping. There's an Outriders bug that wipes everyone's inventory, and they're working on fixing it. But there's a lot of people mad. We don't play Outriders, so unless someone has fallen in love with Outriders in the last week,
Haven't touched it.
okay. Yeah.
There's people that like Outriders. I'm sorry, I wanted to make that joke.
Yeah. It so it's wiping people's like hours and hours of work. Doesn't make me super interested in playing it, but it seems like a fix is on the way. But last on the news is there was a Bloomberg article that talked about, there was a very loaded article, but it was that Sony killed Days Gone 2 from Ben Studios, and handed the Last of Us remake, the remake of the remaster, right, to Naughty Dog from the developer that pitched it in the first place, and that there's just a lot of, and then also that Sony's really focused on blockbuster games. They're not doing anything too weird, too risky, too outside the box type of thing, and so that it's causing some weird turmoil internal with Sony. I don't like to do a whole lot of like business speculation inside of publishers and developers and everything, but I thought we would touch on it. Just like, are your favorite Sony games the blockbusters, or do you like, are there games that might slip under the radar or never get made because of this kind of like iron fist of how things are going to be developed? Jump in.
Okay, well, first off, I just want to say I'm so sad about Days Gone 2 getting canceled. I think that was, I guess if Sony was like, I guess this is my opinion, what they were thinking. A lot of people, when Days Gone was coming out, they were comparing it to like Last of Us for some reason and saying we have too many zombie games. And Days Gone probably would have sold better if that game came out a few years ago, because it was released at a time where people were getting annoyed with zombie games. But that became a hidden gem, is what I like to call what Days Gone was, because later on people started realizing, oh wow, this was a great game. Everyone was talking about how great that game was. And it just got announced this morning, a PC port is happening with that, which is disappointing to see that news came out since Days Gone 2 just got canceled.
strange timing.
I don't know what Sony's thinking. I mean, I think what Sony's thinking is they're trying to use franchises they can make movies out of, or TV shows. Last of Us is getting a show, with HBO. Ghost of Tsushima has now got a movie. I think they're going to start using franchises that they believe can be popular outside of video games. And I guess Days Gone, they can't really do Days Gone because, I mean, there's so many zombie shows out there. And it's disappointing to see Sony doing this. Jim Ryan's making some terrible choices right now. I hope. Yeah, I agree. He's got to go because, like, Sean would never let that happen. We're gonna see them make like Last of Us Part 4 probably. Like we're gonna see 3 more Last of Us games, 3 more Spider-Man games. They're not gonna be trying to do new IPs anymore. They're too scared. They're cowards now. PlayStation are cowards. That's the best way I'm gonna call them now. Cowards.
Max going in hard.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like there's a lot of like stuff that could be left on the table, but I don't know. I trust the powers that be when stuff like that happens. But there's a lot of talk in this article too about how smaller studios are getting kind of stuff. They'll pitch stuff and then pulled from the project and to be passed up to bigger studios, and that it's causing some chaos internally. And I don't know. It's a pretty scathing piece, but I'm curious what the outcome will be, if it won't matter in the long run, if it's kind of overblown type of thing. But I don't know. I think I like smaller games. I like weird games. I like when games push the boundaries of what's been done before. But sometimes the big games have the opportunity to do that. So any last comments before we move into our little hot takes section?
I think Sony needs to rethink Days Gone 2, because if they leave that like on the cliffhanger that the real ending leaves you on, that's gonna be really disappointing. I'm gonna have a hard time buying a new Sony IP until it's like established and sells well, because I don't want to play a game like that again. That's like I'm so invested in. It's like one of the few platinums that I have. I think I played like 70 hours, absolutely loved it. Like I got a bunch of friends that I talk about with it. We all got the platinum, and I'm just so disappointed they're not going to come out with a part 2. It's like so you're so certain at the end of that game that part 2 is going to be amazing and that it's already in the works, and to just leave a first party game like that, it's just mind blowing.
Yeah,
that's all. That's my last thoughts.
I'm hoping Days Gone, the PC version, I think people are going to be like, okay, we got to make sure this sells well for Sony to be like, okay, maybe Days Gone 2 is a possibility. Because when PlayStation announced that this morning, that was a very popular tweet. A lot of people was talking about Days Gone. So I'm hoping this game can sell well on PC, where they're going to change their mind about the sequel. Because, as you said, they can't leave it on a cliffhanger like that.
No.
And the other thing is the fact that hasn't even begun. We're probably 5-6 years out from anything.
If they decide to make one,
if it comes around. Like, this isn't something that we're going to be talking about, in the next year or two. This is a long out. Okay, we are moving on from the news to what is your favorite system to collect for? And
Nintendo Switch.
Sally, I'm actually gonna start with you.
Well, I guess I'll also go with the Switch, but like I said before, I'm not so much a collector as I'm too cautious with my money. If I can, I mean, I do have a bunch of amiibos.
Yeah, see that counts.
And so, and you see, I collect a bunch of Mario plushies back there, but yeah, I'm not the type to buy a bunch of cartridges of games. If it's a big game like Breath of the Wild, then I would like to have the physical copy, but everything else might just go digital now.
Sure. Yeah, I want to include like amiibos and other collectibles inside that whole realm. Like that, I want to include that, not just games.
Okay, then so, Nintendo will win.
Yeah.
Is there anything like for PlayStation and Xbox, are there collectibles like amiibos?
Not
like
Not really.
not to
not
that
like there
level.
is with
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like Funko Pops, and they kind of
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Funko
yeah,
franchises.
yeah. That's one option. And then everyone has the blow up circle, square, triangle, X light up thing that they put on their shelves. That's
Oh yeah.
that's all I ever see. Max, I know you already spoiled it, but go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, I'm going to change my answer now that I know we can talk about amiibos. Amiibos are my favorite thing of all time to collect. I started with one, and I was like, I'm only going to get one. I'm ended up with over 80 amiibos now. So,
Wow.
That's awesome.
yeah, I try to get all the Smash Brothers ones. I'm just missing 2, Female Corn and the Gold Mega Man amiibo. After I get the rest of the Smash Bros. Series, I'm going to be done with amiibos because they'll sometimes release like the Monster Hunter amiibos. Those are pretty cool too. But amiibos are definitely like the thing I'm most proud of because I have like a whole case. You can't see it behind the camera, but they're all lined up and they look awesome together. Yeah.
Nice. Luke, what about you?
Mostly just games. So right now I mostly just collect for Nintendo Switch. And I like the Nintendo Switch physicals because they've been like re-releasing a lot of older games like from the PlayStation, Nintendo 64. I think I don't know, that just appeals to me, but I also collect like PC stuff too, or anything from limited run games, special reserve games,
Mm-hmm.
just stuff like that.
Nice. Russ, what about you?
So I'm going to be different from everybody since I'm pretty sure I know Aaron's answer. But I like to collect the GameCube and everything for the GameCube. I'm trying to go for a full GameCube collection of the North America releases at some point.
Nice.
I'm still very far from that.
Yeah, there's a lot of rare GameCube games, and some that get up there in value. Yeah, I'm surprised that we're not getting more retro stuff in here. I was expecting more of that. Aaron, what's your favorite?
So just to touch on what you just said, I think it's hard to collect for retro stuff right now because
It is.
unless you're like hitting up thrift shops and Goodwill and stuff like that, everything is like top dollar right now. So I think people are getting smarter with that, and they don't like unless it's like one piece that you really need or one game that you really want to buy. I think people aren't collecting for that as much, but yeah, obviously, the Switch, that's my main focus that I collect for right now. And I just, I think I said this on the last podcast, but I think these are going to be some of the last systems that we're going to see with physical games.
Sure.
I think it's going that direction. So to see like some of the Switch games that were released 2 years ago already have such a high value because they stopped printing them. It's not like this isn't like a limited run game where they made one and then they stopped printing it. This is like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Things like that are, first party games that they stopped printing them. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the values are this high already, and I'm surprised that physical is going away this quick, but I think
now recording.
So
we had a technical glitch. Yeah, I agree with this being probably one of the last generations of physical games that we'll see. The one thing that I think can revive it is what the music industry did when everything started going all digital and stuff like that, is you start seeing more special edition stuff where the game might be digital, but you get all the stuff around it as as this bonus, and it doubles up for you can start charging more. And I know we're seeing that here and there start to creep up, but it also comes with the physical game. I think there's going to be more stuff where how records and other add-ons, like you'll do like an album will come with a video, like not a DVD, but you like video content to accompany the album. I think we're gonna get a lot more stuff outside of the game that can be packaged and put into stores, even if the game itself is digital. I think that's on the horizon. Just if it follows how the music industry went. Because I remember when I was playing music, it was always a push, like, okay, we need to do more video, we need to do more like print stuff, more shirts, and if you buy something, you get these other things, and you charge twice as much for it. Like that was the push when everyone was freaking out that we can't sell CDs anymore, type of thing. And so I see that happening in the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years.
There is something so nice. I mean, I say that I rather do digital, but there is something nice when you have a launch, just to wait in that long line and get that game and collect, the amiibo or whatever else they're selling along with it. There's a niceness about doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you feel it's an accomplishment and the reward, and like it's
and you're
funny.
joining a bunch of other people,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
a
all have
social
that.
thing. Yeah.
The hype is up, and
It's kind of like it's like in a mini way, like you're living a little video game experience of like the challenge, the journey, the reward, the community, like all of that. Neander still buys CDs. He wanted to let us know. I'm not surprised by that for some reason.
I collect records.
Yeah, I do too. I love buying records and finding good pickups. All right, last topic. Should Sony make another portable console like the PSP or the Vita, or should they just let it go? And it seems like they're very focused on streamlining everything right now, between shutting down the PS3 and all the other stores, and then focusing on blockbuster games. It seems like they're very trying to refocus everything. But should they give it another go?
No. That's my opinion. No.
I don't think so either.
No.
I think it'd be interesting, but I don't think it would work out for them.
Nope.
If they actually try, I say go for it. But I don't think no one's going to trust Sony anymore when it comes to handheld, since they just dropped the Vita support so quick. I think they could do a lot with the market, but I'm 50-50 on it. I don't know.
If they put the support behind it, and they put the ecosystem in place and everything, I think that it could be a good thing. Or even if it's some hybrid thing, I don't know, because then they always fear about cannibalizing their other products, which any type of hybrid would immediately cannibalize the PS5 situation. But I would love more options when it came to handheld gaming. That's like what I go to, and that's why I bought a Switch Lite first before a regular Switch, and why I don't know. I wish there were more options than just the Switch right now, but I don't know that I trust Sony with that task.
I mean, the Vita was a great console and like ahead of its time, and it's still like there's many things on it that are even ahead of Switch. Like you can message people on it.
Yeah.
You can go on the internet on it. You can use Netflix on it. It was a great console, but I have two of them. I have a bunch of games, but Sony just stopped supporting it, and they stopped like selling it in stores, and like there's no way that people are going to buy. I'm sure some people will, but there's no way that people are going to trust Sony with another handheld. Yeah. Even as much as I love the Vita and sang its praises, there's no way I'd buy another one. No, wait, stop. If it had a Days Gone 2 exclusive, I would buy it. Yeah, that's the only way I would buy it.
That's gonna win you over.
That's what's gonna happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it just not selling well?
What's going to end up happening? Days Gone 2 for iOS and Android.
I hope it's on Apple Arcade because I'm subscribed.
I don't know what the sales for the Vita were.
It was like I'll look it up while you guys talk. It was like 11 million or something. I thought it was really low.
Yeah,
or maybe that was the Wii U. So that was low
the
too.
Wii U was in the low teens, I think. But I don't think the Vita sales were very high because I remember I got caught up in not understanding that the Vita was a new handheld. And I was kind of paying attention to the industry at the time, but I missed the whole boat that it even came out or what it was. I thought the name was bad. It's similar to the Wii U. It wasn't inherent what this thing was. I thought the PSP name was great. It's like the portable PlayStation type of thing, and I was all hyped on that, and I bought one day one. But yeah,
analysts guess we're between 10 to 15 million.
Yeah, about the Wii U.
So that's not great.
I think the Vita was pretty popular in Japan.
That's the other thing is in that article, I think it was that article that there's some weird infighting going on between Sony Japan and Sony America and possibly Sony Europe about
currently going on, right? Yeah.
Which could it immediately brought if you've ever read the book Console Wars, that basically is what most of Sega of America blamed on the demise of Sega's hardware division, was the infighting between the power struggle between Sega of Japan and Sega of America, and everything.
Yeah,
so
I've watched that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they made the documentary on it too.
They had a doc. Yeah.
But hearing stuff like that is always scary. Because that's how things don't get done. But we've been live for just over an hour, and we are wrapping up. We're getting more efficient with these. Started with an hour and a half, and an hour and 15, but I think we're good. Does anyone have any final thoughts for anything that happened this week? Anything that you want to talk about before we sign off?
The Last of Us remake is pointless. That's all I'm saying.
I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah, I
think they already had like a remaster.
They did a remaster, yeah.
And the remaster is completely fine. Like there is some glitches in there, but
it looks so good.
Fine. Yeah,
it looks and runs so good. Like there's no need for a remake. Go remake Metal Gear Solid, the original. Go do that.
I've heard some rumors popping around that could be greenlit.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I think we're all set. Oh, before we go, I just want to do some shout outs to everyone. We're all on my Discord. Aaron, I meant to bring it up earlier. You've been kind of for the last 4 months, you would always drop little things like, "Hey, you should do a podcast. Hey, we should. This would be good to talk about the podcast." I meant to bring that up. So thanks for staying on me and getting us going with this. It's been a fun thing on Thursday nights. Aaron at Beach Pizza Gaming, you do lots of Switch gameplay videos on your YouTube. Every once in a while you stream new games right when they come out. Last night you streamed Fez, and so be sure to give Aaron a follow. Russ at CryoSneasel. You are on Instagram and Twitter and Twitch. What's the next game you're streaming?
It might be Little Nightmares.
Nice. Yes. Oh yeah, you told me you picked that one up. And Russ carries us through games whenever we have a multiplayer game. We talked about it a couple weeks ago about Russ is always down to join in on a co-op multiplayer game, and is always very knowledgeable and very advanced with with his gameplay.
Happy to help.
So be sure to follow Russ. Luke at Luke Leeson. You have a YouTube where you do video essays on games and movies. Did I get that right? Nice.
You got it.
Nice. What's your next video coming out?
I actually just released one today on All Dogs Go to Heaven, but
nice.
the next one I'm doing the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Nice. I was waiting for your All Dogs Go to Heaven. I'll watch that after we sign off.
That movie made me cry as a kid.
I love that movie. So be sure to follow Luke on you're on Twitter, or no, are you on Twitter?
Yep, just Twitter and YouTube.
Twitter and YouTube. Max at Monado Max, you're on Twitter and YouTube. Also, you do a lot of Switch news, Switch analysis, all of that. You're always quick with the videos. Do you have anything in the works right now?
I'm in early works of doing a Monster Hunter Rise review that will hopefully be out before the next TYCAST is my goal.
Sweet.
And I did release the Xbox Game Pass coming to Switch video on Tuesday.
Yeah. I have that on my...
There's a lot of news. I got some exclusive stuff in that video that no one else knows about. So if you want to know more about Xbox Game Pass, just watch that video.
Nice. So be sure to follow Max on YouTube and Twitter. Sally, Retro Arcade Party, you are on Instagram and Twitch and Twitter.
Yep, kind of here and there.
What are you streaming lately?
Last I streamed was Monster Hunter. I enjoy streaming that, but I feel like next I want to do more Mario Maker, because that's always a fan favorite of a lot of people to watch me play their horribly difficult level.
Oh, that's fun. do they like send you like really hard to beat levels?
Yeah, well, it's, I think Mario Maker is just notorious for being the trolliest, most outrageous levels, and they're all fun still.
That's awesome.
All fun.
Be sure to follow Sally on Twitter, Instagram, and follow her Twitch channel for her live streams. I am working on a video. I'm actually probably gonna go film this as soon as we're done here for the 8-bit do Pro 2 controller, and then I have another video coming out about, sorry, this is loud, cheap headsets. I've done extensive testing with cheap headsets, and it's surprising. I'm actually very surprised how good a lot of them are. So I'm
excited for that, because I have a garbage headset. Like this is probably the worst headset I have ever used in my entire life.
So Max, my favorite of the bunch is $19.
I paid $30 for that. So this is not $30. This is $1. This is garbage.
So if you're listening, if you're watching, we do this show every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or whatever right now is Eastern Daylight Time, which is 6 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. GMT, 1 a.m. GMT, and then from there, most of Europe can figure out where that lies, because I don't know all the time zones in Europe. If you want to join us live every Thursday, we're available on my YouTube for the video version, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I'll have a link in anywhere that you're listening or watching. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. It was fun tonight, and we will.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
See ya.